We're on.
I thought you were introducing it.
Fine. Hello and welcome to the podcast yet to be named. I'm Sage.
So I'm Basil for this week.
Oh, this is a brand new podcast starting off. First off, a centennial one, I think. Well, maybe
Monthly,
less.
if we get more than 10 listeners.
No, it's gone up to 10 now. On the first take it was 6.
We haven't got 10 yet. If we get 10.
If we get 10.
That covers our family, doesn't it? 10 listeners, I think
High
so.
hopes.
Yeah.
Well, what's all this tripe about anyway? What are we going to do in this podcast? What are we talking about? What are we going to
Oh
do?
yeah, before we forget, we should say the email address, shouldn't we? ytbn@hotmail.com if anyone wants to email suggestions for the show, or just say whether they like it or not, or it's
Also,
rubbish.
that's hate mail, or fan mail, or either mail. Just send something.
Fan mail's better, I think.
Yeah. And then
I
we'll
prefer
say,
that.
Both so. It's better than hate mail.
But then again, any news is good news. That covers emails, I suppose.
Apart from when my nan was diagnosed with throat cancer.
Yeah, that wasn't so good, was it?
No, that's quite bad news, wasn't
That
it?
brought the Christmas party down.
Yeah. She died on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
I suppose.
And that affected your new year as well. Never mind, anyway.
Yeah, well.
Alright, so sometimes news is good news. No news, good news.
And in some cases it's not so good news and quite tragic.
Yeah, there's a saying in there somewhere. Can't think where it would be. Yeah, so each week or each 6-month period we'll talk about some stuff that...
I did say bicentennial, so that'd be every 50 years roughly, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It's pretty much. So, yeah, well anyway.
that might be one in our lifetime. 2 in our lifetime maybe.
If
Crack
we're
one out now.
lucky.
Another one out when we're 70.
Yeah.
We'll be...
Don't give away our age.
yeah, we shouldn't...
Well, yeah, so, basic topics. Well, we don't have any topics. We're just going to be talking about any old shit.
I suppose that's where it'd be good if people email, I suppose, suggest stuff to talk about, share their ideas or anecdotes.
Speed hating.
Okay, straight in there with speed hating.
Yes, a new phenomenon, apparently.
You done it?
No, I haven't.
I saw about this in Metro, I think it was, I saw it. Or London paper, one of those free papers.
For those of you who don't know what speed hating is, it's the opposite of speed dating. Instead of going up and having a quick...
It's not the complete opposite though.
The concept is similar, but the outcome will be
Less
different.
love, more hate.
Yeah. You don't go in there expecting to walk out with someone. Well, actually, you might do. You don't go out there to basically...
I think it could work if you found someone that had as much hate
As much
in
vitriol.
you as we have.
Yeah.
As much hate, pent up hate and anger.
Vitriolic, spiteful, venomous personality.
I like it. Any other long words you want to put in there?
I can't really... I don't have a
Vitriol is a good
thesaurus.
one though. We'll take vitriol and we'll run with that.
Vitriolic, actually.
Okay.
I don't even know that's a word, but I just thought the ick makes
We'll
it
Google
a
that,
little
shall we? We'll
better.
Google that.
But
Wikipedia.
yeah, so speed hating, basic concept is you'd go into a location where they have everything set up and you're sitting there and you just say what you hate about everything about the person in front of you. So the person would sit down and say, I hate your mum, and they say, oh,
I think hate your mum's a bit strong.
It is a bit strong, but it's speed
I
hating.
think they'd
it's
probably
not speed
tone it
loving.
down a bit. Like maybe say,
It's also quite childish to say I hate your
you
mum.
smell.
Oh, well, I was
That's
going with
non-
that's quite childish. That is quite childish as well.
Yeah. I've raised the tone up with you smell.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
mean-
brought the maturity up.
Oh, your sex was crap. Oh, you have a baggy fanny. And then we wouldn't quite know.
Quite personal
either.
though,
And then
that insult.
it would, yeah, but then there's only one way to find out, and that's by joining together and uniting.
I
and
see, and then she
procreating.
might want to prove you wrong. She might say, "Look at my fanny; it's not baggy."
Yeah,
And
and I'll
then-
say,
and
well,
then
there's
straight
only
away-
one way to test that. That's the 2-finger test. That's where you get 2 fingers.
Yeah, I
And you
gathered.
give it-
Didn't really require an explanation.
Oh, just
The
in case
two
you weren't
fingers.
too sure, you did have a blank look on your face.
Yeah, it was more shock, that look. It wasn't so much blank. It was more
Yeah,
straight in there with the. Okay.
but
So,
yeah,
yeah.
so I want to try speed hating. If anyone knows where any speed hating locations are,
Well, I actually do know.
so why haven't we gone? Why are we here?
You said you didn't like it.
I've only heard of it.
I suggested it. I thought this would be perfect for you because you have a lot of hate built up in you, and you'd like
Well, that's not true.
insulting
I love
people
the
generally.
world.
So I
I
thought
do.
that'd be good.
No, I do love everything.
Although apparently it's for people that think they're too cool for school and don't want to go speed dating, so instead they go to this, and it gives them an excuse to go, speed dating's rubbish, let's insult people. Could work, I suppose. I think, because the woman, if you can have banter with a woman, that's quite an attractive trait, really, isn't it?
Not if she's better banter than you are.
Yeah.
That could be
Depends
quite
how far
a
she
downfall.
took it, I
You know what I
suppose.
mean? Speed hating, speed dating.
It's got potential.
Sort of part of shit, either way.
Yeah.
What happens if you came across a midget? What would you midget and speed hating? What would you do? Would you say?
I think you'd have to avoid the obvious, wouldn't you? You
But
couldn't
why?
say. Well, I don't know. It was like,
Say, oh, you got really small hands, but is that such a bad thing?
yeah,
If someone who has a small cock, I mean,
yeah, but that's
a
not
midget's
really.
hands around it, it's not really a bad thing. It's actually quite a good thing. If anything, it's more of a...
Yeah, but I think the crucial thing there is that your penis isn't on display, whereas their hands probably would be unless they're wearing gloves. And even so, you could still tell the size of them by the gloves.
Yeah, so, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be an insult, really. It'd be a good
No,
thing.
see, I think if you have a midget, you have to avoid all stature jokes.
But it's speed hating. It's not speed dating.
Yeah, okay, so you'd say, oh, your hair looks like a pig slept in it.
God, your hair's short.
Yeah.
Oh,
Too
look-
short.
Look at
Too
your
short for your...
shoes.
Oh,
They're-
short.
they're
You
size
wouldn't
two.
you wouldn't use the word short, would you? You'd just say your
Yeah.
hair's too long, if anything.
Well, then she thinks, are you being ironic? Is it because I'm short you're saying that my
Yeah.
hair's long?
Well, you'd say your hair's the wrong colour. That's what you'd say.
Oh,
Your
well, so
hair's
she was black
completely-
though. Then am I having... Oh, right, your hair's the wrong colour. It's also the wrong consistency.
Oh, you think about hair racism.
And that's racism right there.
Racism for the hair. Yeah, okay.
Now, would I discriminate against a black midget? I don't
I think
think
you'd
I
avoid
would.
everything. You'd just say your blouse looks like shit, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just avoid any sort of...
Your
Avoid any
eyes are
sizes.
so crooked, I want to spit on you.
Yeah, your eyes are completely
Wonky.
too blue or green or brown.
They're so wonky that I don't know whether you're looking at me or the man next to me who happens to be...
Thinking about this, I'm not sure how this could possibly lead to a date. Is there flirty... I suppose because they do say when you fancy someone when you're at school that you punch them. So maybe that's where they're going with that.
No, I
Then
wouldn't
you-
go with that. I've got to a lot.
Although I'm not saying you should suggest punching these people, but...
Punching a midget. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
but
saying? Is that what you're saying? We should
you're
punch a midget?
No, that wasn't where I was going with that. I was using the...
You're
school-
saying we should go speed hating and assault someone. That's what you're saying.
No.
You're saying we should go to speed hating, sit down, take a seat. Instead of saying I don't like your blouse, you punch him in the face.
I'm saying it's an option, isn't it?
So you're actually endorsing violence against women. I think that's quite wrong. I don't think domestic violence is acceptable in this time of nation, country, whatever.
Depends how you...
This day and age, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Dug myself a hole here, really. I wasn't suggesting so much violence, more just like, a little...
So you're saying kick him in the fanny? You're saying kick him in
Or
the
the leg.
fanny. Or the leg.
I've already left the midget. I was already past the midget. I've already looked past the midget.
Now you've just left the midget behind because she's a midget.
Not saying that... Yeah.
So you are. You're digging a hole for a midget.
Alright, I was going with the link between, hating the person you
Oh.
love. It's a fine line between love and hate, that old saying.
Oh. You look like a Oompa Loompa. Be an insult.
Well, it's not a compliment, is it? Saying you look orange with green hair. Or were they
No,
green with orange hair?
But they get to meet Willy Wonka.
Were they green with orange hair or orange with green hair? They were orange with green hair, weren't they?
Yeah. I
With
don't know.
purple dungarees.
I'm partial colourblind.
Oh, I don't yawn on the thing, that's already. Keeping you up, are we, sweetheart?
Well, it is quite late.
It is quite late, we're actually recording this at 2:35 in the morning. Yeah, so like we were saying, it's getting late, so it's the end of the podcast for this 6 months period. If you want to email the show, got any suggestions, any anecdotes, email the show at ytbn@hotmail.com. Got anything to say, Basil or Sage?
No, you don't really know the email address quite well. It's ytbn@hotmail.com. Email us with any anecdotes, like it says, or any stories that you want to share with us, any suggestions to make the show a bit more entertaining so there's no dead air. Yada yada yada. Love
Yeah,
you.
okay, bye.
Bye.